Right, so I'm going to show you how you can create your own crossword puzzles using Google Sheets. The first thing we're going to talk about is formatting. So I'm going to click over here so it'll highlight the whole sheet. And you're going to want to make your boxes look like squares as much as possible. So I'm just going to kind of resize them until they look very similar to squares. There we go. And then I am going to fill the entire sheet a dark gray color. I'm going to make sure that I include borders, all borders on my entire sheet. That way it blocks it out like this. I think I'm going to go just a little bit lighter on that gray. There we go. All right. Then I'm going to give my crossword puzzle a title. So I'm going to highlight these rows right here. And I'm going to format it by merging those cells. I'm going to turn this white and I'm going to title it. I'm going to bold my text. I'm going to make sure that I center my title and I want to align it in the center. I'm going to make it a little bit larger. There we go. All right. So we're going to do a crossword puzzle about parts of a cell today. And this is just a quick way that you can create a crossword puzzle with vocabulary you've been doing or any topics you've been doing that your students can complete for either a bell ringer or an exit ticket. So the first thing you're going to do is you're actually going to be building your answer key first. So we're going to go here. I want to highlight, oops, let's go back. I'm going to highlight the rest of the sheet here so I can get it formatted the way that I want. So we're going to go to 24 for that. All right. And then you're going to, I want to make sure that my alignment is center and that when I type in a letter, it's also center. Then I'm going to start building my crossword puzzle here. All right. And you want to kind of start with your longest word first. That way you have room to move. So I'm going to start with, oops. I'm not going to add many to this just because I don't want to take up a whole video trying to show you how to add a lot of words. I am going to add enough to where you get the idea. All right, so there's that. Then let's do, um, and when you're building these, I like to go ahead and list out my words first so that way it's easier for me to get them on here. And here we'll do, oops, goodness gracious. Let's see. So it's in you. And I didn't format this cell, so let me format it. And then I'm going to format this one also. All right. Let's see. We can do. I'm gonna do one more. And I could continue this on. I could do nucleus down here if I wanted to, and keep adding other words. But for the sake of this, I'm gonna just do these few. All right, then I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna change the fill color on these, making it look more like a crossword puzzle. All right, just like that. All right, then I'm going to roll over. And this is going to be my answer key. So I'm going to come down here to my sheet and I'm going to rename this sheet as answer key. So I'll know that this is where I built my answer key. And then I'm going to go in and build the part for my students. So I'm going to go back down here and I'm going to duplicate this, and you'll see that it says copy of answer key. I'm going to rename this, and it's actually, oops. And we're just going to name this parts of a cell, just like that. Ugh. I'm going to rearrange these so my answer key will be on that side. So now on the one that's not my answer key, I'm going to go and build my clues. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to delete those columns, leaving these two. I'm going to format these now. I want my text to align horizontal. I want to make sure that that's going that way. I want my font to be at 12. Change this up just a little bit. All right. And then I'm going to resize these so that I actually have some room to type and recolor the fill color on them to white. All right, so this is going to be my cell, and then this column is going to be my clue. And the way that I want to do this is I may start with, let's say, I2, so I2, and it's going down. And then I'm going to type in my clue for my students. And then I can resize this one. this cell. Column. There we go. So we have a little bit more room. All right, my next one is B6. So I can do B6 and it's going across. Yeah. And then I can put in the clue for that one. And I may need to finish resizing that cell, making sure all that shows up. And if I need to, I can again make that font just a little bit smaller, making sure that we're able to get everything in there just like that. And then I would continue this process. So let's see, N5 down, and this is type. And I would just continue this process for all of my words that I have on my crossword puzzle, building those clues to make that bold. So there we go. So that my students would be able to see my clues. Making sure that I'm on my part of a cell here, the one that I want my students working on. After I built all my clues, then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to, oops, remove the letters here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to format and we're going to, I don't remember which one it is. So then I'm going to delete my information here, just like that. So now I have a crossword puzzle that my students can actually go and type in. They can add the letters to. If I want to share this with my students for them to work in, the first thing that I may want to do is go and hide this answer key. So what I can do is I can go right here and I'm going to hide this sheet. And you'll see it says that use the view menu to unhide sheets. So now the answer key is hidden and your students can come over here. They can use their clues. They can start typing in it once you share it with them. And to share it, you can just put this in your Google Classroom the same way that you put any assignment from from a Google Doc, your Google Drive, or anything like that in your Google Classroom. So I could go to my Google Classroom and I'm gonna go to my sample class here, classwork. So now I can assign it. I can make it an assignment. I can go to my Google Drive, get my crossword puzzle that I just created. I can insert in there, make sure I make a copy for each student and assign it to them. And now they can go in and complete the crossword puzzle. that I just did. And if you're not taking it for a grade, you can even show them by pulling up on your screen this and just go to view, and then you can go to hidden sheets, answer key, and bring up the answer key so that your students can check their answers. So this is just a way that you can build and create your own crossword puzzles using Google Sheets.